Okay, you came here for Sleepy Hollow 1999. I haven't seen this in a while.
Me neither. It's like the reverse of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What?
The reverse of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, yes. But still horrible. Ricci. Big fan.
Gotta love walking.
Like a literal painted set of teeth. Totally unacceptable. But somehow better than what they would do now.
Or even the fact that the blue contacts went on 100%, so he's got like that slightly split eye, which works to make him look a little bit more crazy.
Oh, yes. Very sexual imagery. I suppose that's the point.
So we had a reverse Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then we had a reverse birth.
Yes. So is the hand cut off, or is it?
I think it's just left sticking out.
Well, that she's either in hell or she's not. You know? Yeah, Sleepy Hollow. Last time I saw it, it's one of those movies that every time I sat down to watch it, I was like, this is going to be great, this is going to be great. And then I'd watch it and then...
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
I do remember, like, I was very excited for it, to see it in the cinema.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know...
26 years ago.
Yeah. Well, shit, was it that long? Oh, God. You know, Johnny Depp was really, you know, this was before Pirates, and, you know, he was... It was before Pirates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just.
But, you know, he was still like this indie movie darling.
Yeah,
Still
Fear and
made,
Loathing, Gilbert Grape. You know, when he did Nick of Time, you're like, oh.
What was the Jim Jarmusch film he did? Dead Man.
Dead Man.
Which is, I think, the favourite of, like, the one Jim Jarmusch film I actually like that I've seen, because Ghost Dog can fuck off. Yeah. But yeah, you know, Christina Ricci was kind of, you know, really kind of hitting some sort of stride that was really cool. I hadn't gotten sick of Tim Burton yet.
Oh, yeah.
And you go, oh, yeah, all of them together. And of course, Christopher Walken's been amazing for ages.
Yes.
And you go, oh, Sleepy Hollow. And then I remember watching it and just, I don't remember anything.
Yeah. Well, it's
not a fucking thing.
No, it's. I'm not that familiar with the original source material, like the short story or whatever. So not that matters. But I think this deviates from it significantly. Put it in the comments if that matters to you. I don't think anyone really cared, really. But
Headless Horseman.
Well, I guess that's what you're there for, is the Headless Horseman. And this idea of him being, I guess, a detective. Like, they sort of ape that a bit in From Hell as well. I guess they don't ape it. He was cast in From Hell a couple of years later as a bit of as a detective of,
you know, I've completely conflated those two movies.
I know. Now, we should do From Hell separately because that's graphic novel's a masterpiece.
Was that also Tim Burton?
No, the Hughes brothers.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, this silly movie, it just doesn't work. Okay, like we're all there for it. Like the imagery, I think it exposes the worst of Tim Burton. You're like, this is before what we knew was the worst. You know what I mean?
Well, what's your opinion of old Tim?
Well, I guess it's difficult. I think Beetlejuice, I'd say, is his masterpiece. It's a wonderful film, weird, original, and his art direction and all that stuff is fine and very memorable and all that. And you've got to have your own stamp to a certain degree, but certainly the post 2000 Tim Burton has been completely unacceptable. Like, I guess he's on one level he's always been working, that's not nothing. That's amazing, really. But then if we're talking about armchair critic sort of stuff, you go, well, I don't know. There's just no there. There's nothing there. Like he doesn't have it. I hate saying this because it sounds so. I'm not saying everything needs to be Terrence Malick. Some people might say that Terrence Malick's got nothing to say. I think he does. I think Tim Burton has nothing to say. I
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I like Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, Edward Scissorhands. Oh my goodness.
I didn't watch.
I'm embarrassed.
I didn't watch Beetlejuice when I was young.
Yeah.
I watched it like 5 years ago or something.
Sure.
Didn't really care for it. Didn't see what all the fuss was about. I think maybe you need to kind of watch it with some of that
nostalgia.
Yeah, or like that childhood kind of wonder sort of thing of
idiocy.
This
childhood idiocy.
I mean, I guess it's not really for guys like me at this stage of my life.
No, because I saw the sequel of Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
What a load of absolute bollocks.
But that's it. So since Edward Scissorhands, and I really cared for Edward. I felt for him. I was with him. I cared what happened to him.
Did you get busted up?
I did a little bit. Not properly, because this is before I had kids, so I never got busted up or anything really. But I did feel bad for the guy. But pretty much every other movie since then, with the exception of the first Batman.
Oh yeah.
I've not given a flying fuck about what happens to any of his characters in any of his movies. Yeah. So to me, he's not really a director. It's just style. It's art direction and costume design. But even with that,
do you like?
He's not the art director. He's not the costume designer. So it's kind of like I'm sure he's putting his flavor because you can always.
But do you ever is there any director you like who is all style?
No, because that's my whole point. I don't like all style. So to me, Baz Luhrmann has always been Australian knockoff Tim Burton because it's style and costume over substance. So I liked.
But when they get it right.
Well, that's the thing. I liked Romeo, but look at the source material you're working with.
The Bard.
Arguably the greatest love story ever told from arguably the greatest writer of all time.
Like, so the script is there and he just gets to do it.
So then when you put your style on top of that, you go, fuck yeah. And his quirks about making them modern day gangs and the Capulets kind of what to me looked like Latino gang from the US with
profiling.
Well, I mean, their whole get-up with the skulls and the gold
gang.
and that sort of a bit of that, what seemed like Dia de los Muertos, if I'm saying that right, I'm sure I'm fucking butchering it, but that sort of, imagery.
Yes.
And then, like, I guess the slightly more Italian style of the Montagues, what seemed like, really cool style and everything, really cool modern interpretation of this old tale. I fucking loved it. But then... And like Strictly Ballroom was okay.
Yeah.
I felt something, but then after that, I'm like, no, Moulin Rouge can fuck right off. Australia was an embarrassment.
Look, it can fuck off. Look, we'll park Baz. We'll come back to Baz when we do Baz.
But to me, it's the same thing with Tim, where it just kind of became All right, so how much eyeshadow are you going to make Johnny Depp with in this movie? And his Alice in Wonderland, making it all about the Mad Hatter because that's the one where that's the role he could cast Tim Burton in. Which is like, who?
Yeah, I've had a really bad time in some of his movies. Like I remember having an existential crisis walking out of that movie. Like halfway through, I just went outside and just had a smoke.
I didn't bother with it. I think
it was so bad. Like I was just like, what am I doing? And then recently I had a similar one with Beetlejuice. I was like, I was just sitting there going, what am I doing? Like, what is this man? Like, what is this man doing? These silly costumes, these silly words. Like, I'm not saying you put a suit on and get a real job, but do some of that.
But I mean, look, give me a movie where I care about what happens to the characters.
Point. No, that's
like I don't.
That's
like
the point.
He seems to have, even at this point, he seems to have prioritized his style to the detriment of any storytelling or any character so I don't. I think
you said. I think it was his hands is it. I think that's it. Because I felt nothing for anyone that he's ever done, even in Beetlejuice. So Edward Scissorhands wins. Because it's a fairy tale that that gets you. Anyway, I think we've said all we can say about this stupid movie.
Don't bother with Sleepy Hollow.
No.
Watch Edward Scissorhands if you haven't.